Hi, I'm Erika Slezak. Come kid around with me and my family. Next on Soap World. Hi, I'm
Walter Slezak. Now, he was a Tony Award-winning Broadway actor. He was also Heidi's father in the movie. Remember Heidi, that movie, right? And he's done millions of films, literally lots of them anyway. But perhaps one we're talking about now is Bedtime for Bonzo. He was in that movie with Ronald Reagan. Okay, well, if your father were Walter Slezak, it would probably make sense that you would get into the acting profession as well. And Erika Slezak, his daughter, did that, and she's rightfully earned her permanent place on One Life to Live. Our East Coast correspondent, Richard Bay, visited with Erika and her husband and their 2 children.
Michael, Erika Slezak and her husband, actor-producer Brian Davies, live here on Long Island in a house right out of a romantic fairy tale. In fact, the way Erika tells it, her life has always had a storybook happiness.
When I was growing up, I was always aware of being loved, always. I could never go to a psychiatrist and say my mother and father didn't love me, because they did, and I know it. And I would hope my children grew up the same way. That's important. It gives you a really secure base for going out into the big bad world. But I used to say to myself, there must be something desperately wrong with me because I don't have any problems. And it sort of has followed me through my life like that. I have been very lucky, and I touch wood when I say that.
Erika was a Hollywood baby, born in Tinseltown, the daughter of film star Walter Slezak. She wanted to be an actress right from the start, and her famous father didn't stand in her way, but cautioned her about the rough road ahead. Perhaps the nicest thing to come out of her career was playing opposite Brian Davies on the stage, and then marrying him. Michael, 2½, and Amanda, age 1, are the lights of her life. Hello, baby. City girl.
Can you tell us a joke?
Yeah. Hello!
No, right. Who was that lady I saw you with last night?
That was me. That was my mother.
That was no lady. That was my mother. This is the kind of treatment I get at the hands of the men in my family.
We do one-liners.
Only one-liners. One thing Brian and I, my husband, always try and say to each other is we must remember what we have and not dwell on what we don't have, which is very little. We have so much, and we're very grateful for it. It's wonderful to know that there is someone who will always be there for you, and he always is. We have our disagreements. I think everybody does. One of the nice things that we have done for each other is give each other children. He has really set up his priorities, and his first priority, as is mine, is our family. You can't put your family second and hope for it to work out.
This was a second marriage for both you and your husband. The fact that you had a first marriage, did that give you a special perspective on this one?
I think the first time people get married, they always think that it's going to be, I don't know, fairy tale land. It's just going to be fabulous, and it's going to be like in the movies. Because there's no way of being realistic about it until you've done it. And the second time, you are much more realistic about the real part of it, about working at it. And I think the second time you get married, I guess for most people, anyway, for me, you make very sure, because you know what you're getting into, that this is a person you want to get into it with.
Amanda, you all right? You know, she really likes that.
Amanda loves a bike. She loves it when I work hard, when I have to stand up and pedal. She laughs. I think she has a sadistic streak in her that comes from you. I have my days and my moods, I guess everybody does. But I have to tell you that if I look around at the rest of the world, and that a lot of my friends and acquaintances, I have nothing to be unhappy about. The good Lord has given me so much, and it would be pretty cheeky of me to be unhappy and ungrateful after all of that.
Tomorrow, Erika will be here to talk to us about having children after 30. In a moment, our guest also chose to have her children later in life, and we're going to talk to her about the pros and cons of having children after 30. She happens to be one of those people who thrives on having a million things to do in school. She was a captain of the debating team, vice president of her class, and a writer for the school paper. No wonder her role as editor of The Banner comes so naturally. From One Life to Live, please welcome Erika Slezak. Are you glad you waited?
Oh, yes.
To have
oh,
the
my,
children?
yes. I got all those other things out of the way.
Was it really that feeling, you think?
Oh, sure. Well, in the first place, I didn't meet my husband until, only a few years ago.
Well, I'm glad you waited then.
I'm glad I waited. In the second place, you do when... and by the way, later in life is not 36. Later in life is later in life. No, I'm glad I waited, sure, because I had all my 20s and everything to, to go and play and travel and do a lot of stuff.
But when, they say, like, ladies, our childbearing years are in the mid-20s or all that sort of thing. No longer true, huh?
No. There was a time when if you didn't have a child at 21, you were considered an old maid, and that was the end of it. No, I think people are finding more and more that mothers over 30 or over 21 even, I have a great deal more patience, and you've had more experience. You can deal with children much, much better. At least I find that I can.
More to give emotionally then
sure.
to the child.
You don't resent it. I know that when I first had Michael, I got a lot of mail on the show from girls who were 17, 18, 19 years old and had babies, and they all felt trapped and kind of, now I can't go anywhere because I have this baby and I've got all my years ahead of me and I can't do anything with them until I'm 40 or 50 and they're out of the house. I never had that feeling. I never resented them for a second because I've done all that. My husband and I have, we've gone out and partied and disco till late at night. We don't want to do that anymore.
Well, what about the medical risks of an older woman, they say,
Well, they do say that after 35, your risk increases, I think, 1% by every year or something like that. In both cases, both children, I had amniocentesis done simply because my doctor believes in it as a precaution.
A scan to see if the child is all right.
You can test for a number of different things. If you have any kind of genetic problems, it's a very, very good thing to do.
You recommend that for other ladies then?
Sure. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a tiny risk, but it's so small that it's almost non-existent. And if you do have any kind of genetic problems in your family, it's a very good thing to do. In my case, I was lucky. I had 2 healthy children, and I also had the choice of finding out what they were when I was only 4.5 months pregnant with each one, and so I did.
That makes it
I also have a Polaroid picture of each baby.
Still
at
in the
4.5
room.
months. Yes.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
They give you the Polaroid picture that comes off the sonogram.
I appreciate you coming and sharing that with us. I want to get to the audience questions. I don't want to leave you out. Who has a question for Erika? You do, and you're my microphone person. Thank you. Go ahead.
Does your husband help out with raising the children?
Oh, my word, does he ever. I couldn't do it without him. He has given up a great part of his career and life right now to be in New York, because he used to spend most of his time in California working, and he spends most of his time in New York now so that he can be home when I'm not.
We're going to talk further with Erika and also with Abby Dalton of Falcon's Crest about the same thing, mixing marriage and career, motherhood, and the husband's career and all of that. That's going to be tomorrow.
Okay.
But thank you very much, Erika, for being with us. Erika Slezak. Wonderful. We'll be right back with Kim Delaney of All My Children, so stick around.
Erika Slezak from One Life to Live. Join me for a discussion on marriage, motherhood, and career.